my name is Laura, and I am doing the 70 Rad Challenge. And this is the final day one, task one image that I made. And I'm going to walk you through on how I made it. That way, I kind of give more context on my design process. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start off with showcasing the actual item that needs to be redesigned or like recreated, which is this one right here. I have my Figma board open and I'm gonna walk y'all through this one, and then I have just Discord open just to see like what other people have done. On my completed section, I have a mock-up, and then I have like the task itself, the frame. Over here, I have a mini style guide which helps me understand the elements that make the design. I have a screenshot of the actual design, and I'm gonna recreate this item with y'all, that way I can best explain how I made it. So if we look at this example, we're able to see there are so many different elements, but so many of them are just repeating itself. So we have this navigation system, we have this icon, this link that is exactly like this one right here. We have a header, a paragraph, and a button. We have a card that has similar header sizing as over here, and then similar paragraph sizing. We also have an icon. If you remove all of the colors, essentially it's the same thing. It's the same card that's just being recreated or like replicated multiple times. So that's exactly what I did. I selected headers, paragraph, and button sizing that best fit the example. That being said, with the button itself, we can see that this is the same size as the actual like button. Like this link button is the same one as this one. So yeah, I created a button, and I also found the actual icons, not the actual ones, but I found similar ones. So I made a button. Then I started playing with making the card. I used the same icons over here, the same header, the paragraph size. Then I started building out the navigation, which is the icon, the link, and the link. This header section, I believe it's called the hero section, which just has the header, the paragraph, and the button. Then over here, I just put all of the cards together and I made the 4 that are required and needed. So once we have like all of these components, I'm going to start building it out. So what I'm going to do is, in the perfect world, these would be components, but I am just going to put them in my frame if they were components, essentially. I'm not sure why why this one is not entering the frame. Now it is. So with these margins that I have, I am putting them together right here, and then I'm gonna use all this space for this section. But first, I'm gonna recreate this section of the oh my goodness, my brain is blanking so bad of the image. So we're gonna recreate this. I am gonna start adding some margins, not margins, oh my goodness, some corner radius to each section. I think if there were components, it'll be so much easier for me to do this, but okay, we're almost done. Then I'm gonna start using the copy that is required. Okay, as we can see, the paragraph might be a little bit big, so I'm going to reduce it to best fit the example. I don't want to go 15, but that's because that's like super small, but I'm gonna go 16. And from there, we are gonna get the colors. So I'm gonna just use the droplet and copy it, but I already had made the example, so it's kind of saved already in my my Figma color section, so that makes it a little bit easier. So now that we have our cards done, we can move into another section, and that section is going to be the left side. I am going to copy the navigations, so copy, put it there, and then the header, copy and put it there. I'm going to bring it to the margin, align it to the top, and then where's the example? Right there. As we can see, in the example, the first link matches the actual wording section, or like the hero section, but based on the margins that we have, they don't. So what am I gonna do? I am gonna just add some margin to our to this section, play around with it, and then go from there. So let's see. We're almost there, and we did it. Actually, I think it's just a little too... Okay. So now that I have that, I'm not sure if this is the same height. So something that I do, which is, I don't know if it's bad to do this, but I always just put like a random box and then try to see like the difference, which now we know there's a difference. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna have these two together, which is just the text, and then I am gonna space out a little bit the actual button and the text, which it doesn't look too different, but it will make a difference eventually once we start adding the actual header copy and the paragraph copy. I think that looks about right. It's probably a little bit too much. I'm gonna add a couple more right there. So now that we have our copy, I am gonna bring this over here to this column. So anything that will fill okay, I'm gonna have anything that goes here, just fill it up, and then if it needs more space, it will just make kind of like a secondary row, and then we have that ready. What I'm gonna do now is just copy this and then open that image that I just screenshot and have it right here. So I'm gonna just copy this information, paste it, copy this information, and then paste it. There we go. We did that. And I feel like this might be a little bit too big for this. So let me just, I brought it down to 16. And then we just might have to that looks okay. So now what I'm going to do is recreate this, or show y'all how I would recreate it. I don't want to recreate it again just because it was a pain, but essentially I would just kind of like put it together and then paste it to like my section until I got them looking similar. So I just traced it. I think the one that was a little bit hard was this one right here. So I'm gonna show y'all how I did that one. I copied it. I made a section that was very similar to that one. So what I did was traced it and try getting it to the best that I can to this one right there. And then I uploaded the actual image. I put fill, crop, I enlarged it, and then I just started moving it around, or like making it fit into that box that we just made. There we go. So yeah, that's how I made this little image. And then I just started kind of like just recreating all of them together. So yeah, that's kind of like the base of it. Eventually you put in the actual other elements together, and this was the final one that I made. And actually, let me put this one up top. 1 second. I need to combine all of these little ones. Group. Bring it up. And I will update this one with the actual updated one. But yeah, that's how I made my task 1 day 1 copy, and I thought it was really fun. Yeah, so hopefully I make more of them explaining my process in real time instead of like doing it and then eventually like showing how I did it. So yeah, thank you.